Welcome back to the Cypress Advantage Architecture Series. This is episode 4 out of 4, the final episode. Over the past 3 episodes, we designed the system, built the playbook, and ended it off to the project manager. Now we are at the moment that separates the system that looks good on paper from one that actually works, the technical session. In this final episode, I sit down with Roman and Jatin, our CTO, to answer the questions no architecture session can fully resolve on its own. Can GoHighLevel connect to Zoho and feed in call logs? Can AI make outbound calls and summarize them directly in the CRM? Can UTM tracking follows a lead from a YouTube video all the way to a close-won deal? Can the document portal handle vendors and compliance without a Zoho license for every external partner? These are the questions that determine whether the playbook delivers the growth plan we're targeting. If you haven't watched episode 1, 2, and 3 yet, go back and start from the beginning. This episode will make a lot of sense if you do. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, thank you very much for jumping to this session. Let me just in 30 seconds go over the high-level architecture of what we created, and Jatin, Roman, and I will tell you where we need help with this specific installation. So first of all, this section is showing all the areas that we are getting leads. Leads will come from social advertisements, Google AdWords, phone calls. On the company website, there will be a form, emails, referrals. This is very important. WhatsApp and the Facebook messages and trade shows. The idea is to bring all the leads into the CRM and track them. So if, for example, lead comes from specific campaign, I want to know about it. If it comes from specific trade show, I want to know, and so on. Once the leads are in the system, there will be an AI that is going to communicate with the prospects because we are getting way too many leads coming in. We need to be able to qualify the leads using AI, and only qualified leads will come to us, and then humans will take over. So the idea is that AI is qualifying leads and human is closing those deals. Then we have the process here that will be eventually a playbook that we are going to implement. And obviously, Jatin will need your help with the technology behind it. There are a bunch of options like kiosk, blueprint, and so on. So you will tell us what's the best way. And eventually, when the lead is being qualified and the person wants to proceed, we will have 3 different pipelines. This is pipeline number 1. And that will be for immigration. We're going to have one for real estate and another one for business, creating a business in Cyprus. So all those are going to take place. In the opportunity, whenever we are working with a client, there is a section that we are going to collect documents. We need a portal for it. On the portal, there will be vendors that can log into the portal and discuss with the clients directly. And there will be the clients participating and also our company. Brain needs to be invested in the document collection, which this is the biggest part of our projects and the most time consuming. And then eventually we are going to shoot all those documents to the government. Okay, so that's really the real high level. I know, Roman, that you already created a project in Zoho Projects and you broke down all the milestones and tasks, and you have just few areas that you have questions. Am I correct?
That's right. Yes, we went over this architecture already with the architects, and I was able to create a project based on that. So yeah, I wanted to meet with Jatin to ask him a few questions about some technical concerns that I had. So some of them are part of the lead process, which relates to GoHighLevel integration. and some are related to WhatsApp AI integration and the campaign tracking. We can discuss also UTMs and precision tracking in the CRM of the campaigns. So if we can start with those, that would be great. Yeah.
Okay, so the first one will be, Jatin, right now we have a GoHighLevel phone system, and I try to look for a native integration between Zoho CRM and GoHighLevel phone calls. I couldn't find anything. Do you have a way, first of all, to have the call logs to come from GHL to Zoho CRM?
Yeah, that is possible. So we can use the API of GoHighLevel system, and those API will allow us to get all the call logs, and we can create a call record in the CRM with the proper duration, who was the person make the calls, and we can also associate with the relevant contact or lead profile. So in nutshell, we will be able to see like all the call has been made to a specific lead record from GoHighLevel phone system.
So if, for example, I want to create a report that shows me qualified leads, I want to know if they're orphan. Basically, if people, my sales team are actually calling those leads or ignoring them, based on those phone logs, I will be able to create a report that will show me all the orphan leads.
Yeah, it is possible. So like we can create a report based on that particular data, and it is going to show like all the leads which has not been taken care by some of the salesperson, or like all the orphan leads. So it is possible.
Okay. Now the other side, for the phone system, I also tried to look for a solution online and I couldn't. When leads are coming from the website, there will be a form. People will fill their details. The information will come to the CRM. I would like an AI to qualify those leads automatically. So I try to see if GoHighLevel can have an outbound call. I couldn't find anything. Do you have experience with that?
Yeah, I do have experience with that. We do have different AI system which is specialized for outbound AI call, and we can use the API of those system. And for those people who don't know about the API, it is a method like I can call an action in different application directly from CRM. So we can use the API of different application, make an outbound call, and after the outbound call, it is also going to give us the response, like whether the person has like received the call, whether the call has been went to voicemail, and depending upon that we can like design a certain setup. So suppose like if person has responded the call, what is going to be the question we are asking for it, all those details we are going to get in, and we can update the lead record, and we can update the qualification status accordingly.
Can you update the notes section of the lead with the call summary?
It is also possible. So we do have some AI application which allow us to provide the entire call script, and then either we can add the entire call script, or we can run into an AI which is going to just convert that entire call summary, like a call transcript, into the summary which is going to be usable for user. So we can see like what exactly has been discussed, what was the major action point, and what was the conclusion of that call.
Now, can we add to this AI our business layer so it will do proper qualification? I don't want it to be like a stupid AI. Is that possible?
That is possible. Like with AI, we can design certain rules, like what sort of question it is going to ask, and we can also design some sort of flow. Like suppose like if I have multiple branches of my business, and I want to make sure like if somebody is coming for a specific pipeline, these are the 4 questions which I want to get it from the user, so that we can design the qualification. So all those things are possible. We can design the different flows. We can ask multiple questions, and depending upon the user answer, we can also ask a follow-up question. So these type of intake flow, we can have it from AI, so that like voice call can qualify that particular lead. And after the qualification, we can also update the lead status in Zoho CRM. So if it is qualified, it is going to automatically move that lead to qualified lead, so human can take over.
Assuming the calls are recorded, where the recording stored?
So there are 2 ways for that particular recording. The one way which we are recommending for all of the client is like we are downloading those recording we are creating an integration with Zoho WorkDrive and storing that on Zoho WorkDrive. And you will have the URL inside the lead record. So you can click on that URL, you can play that recording. That is the one way, and which is like most recommended way. So suppose like if someday you are not like going with that AI application and you want to switch to a different one, you're still going to have all the recording with yourself. The second way, which is not that much recommended, like we can get the direct conversation URL for those AI platform so that you can click on that one. It is going to redirect to you that AI platform. The downside of it, like if someday you want to switch it over, you need to do like a huge migration to get all of your recording, or you might need to lose that one. So that's why we always recommend the first way.
Option one. With option two, we saw too many clients moving from one system to another and losing years of data. And also, I saw that also if clients are maintaining backups of the recordings, super expensive. And most of them, like Ring Central and so on, they're keeping it only for 3 months or so, and then it's being deleted anyway. So WorkDrive, we can have a lifetime of data, and I want to pay more, so it's good. So, Jatin, are we able also to have a different AI solution later on that will go over all the recordings that will be on WorkDrive and analyze them so we can get better on the sales side?
It is possible, but the way it is going to be done is like along with recording, we also need to have the transcript so that like we can easily get those transcript, add into like any type of AI platform which is good for analysis, and then it is giving all the analysis. So like we can see like what exactly need to be improved, what are the question we can ask, which is going to make much more sense during the qualification.
Yes, I wanted to understand better the technical side of the integration of WhatsApp AI.
When we are talking about the technical side of integration for WhatsApp AI, so we are using that GHL, and that do provide us ability to connect WhatsApp with like your system. And the way we are doing for most of our client is like whenever they are receiving any message on WhatsApp, it is asking like those follow-up questions or those qualification questions which you have like trained in your WhatsApp AI bot, and it is collecting all those information. And then we have another layer of integration which is pushing all the information within CRM. So when you are looking at the lead record, you will be able to find out all the conversation. So what was the question or what was the query lead was asking initially, what was the response has been generated, and based on that you can also fine tune the model or train it bit more, and that's how it is going to talk back and forth. And it is also going to store like entire history of conversation in your Zoho CRM ecosystem as well. So when an actual salesperson is taking over the lead, he will have all the history of conversation, like what was the initial pain point of the lead, what was the direction suggested by AI, so they can directly take it over there.
Do they still need to do the whole setup with how we usually set up WhatsApp Business and then through Facebook and stuff like that with the business number? Is that still all that process involved?
Yeah, like all those processes usually involve from the WhatsApp side as well. So they need to have a WhatsApp business number that need to be connected with your GHL system, and you also need to have the business verification there. And based on that, like it is allowing you to send the WhatsApp messages. It is not going to take a lot of time there because it is majorly of the admin work where you can go to a business manager account, Facebook business manager account, and set up all those processes from there.
But it's already done, by the way. Just so you know, we currently have a WhatsApp with GHL. It's stupid, and I need our business layer to be implemented on it so it will have some brain and not behave like a basic AI, because it's really stupid.
Perhaps we can discuss now the campaign tracking using UTMs, because this one could be quite a big one. So they have, from my understanding, they could have quite a few ads, because when doing testing what ad works and what doesn't, we do a lot of testing, A/B testing, so there could be quite a lot of ads. And we're thinking if it's possible to design just one form that would be plugged into many landing pages, and then you can just use the UTMs to track all of that in the CRM, so we can track also conversion and not just like the conversion who reached out to them, but conversion, which ads made more actual sales, essentially.
For sure. So like I can talk about more about this particular point because it is a very good point and it is really helpful for business to track out like how exactly they are spending their money and what is the outcome they are getting from each of their ads. So the way we are usually developing it is like we are creating a mechanism on the website which is tracking all the UTM parameter which is coming from the site. So initially it is starting from all the campaign. So whenever any marketing company or like if you're doing marketing internally, whenever you are going to start an ad campaign, you just need to create a UTM like UTM URL, meaning so in that particular UTM URL, you are going to have the campaign name. You are going to have like what was the keywords or term has been used. You are also going to have the source like whether it is from Google or it is coming from Facebook or it is coming from organic. So all those UTM parameter we are going to expect. So once the lead is receiving those landing page URL, it is already going to be embedded in the URL, and when if they are redirecting to the website, on the website we are storing it in cookies. So we will know like this particular visitor has been come from Facebook, and from Facebook we will also going to track the specific campaign name. So let's say like it was a special offer for Christmas or it was a special offer for New Year, or like it was a specific campaign name. So that's how we are also going to track the campaign name. And whenever they are going to submit a contact us form, these information we are carrying over and we are storing all these required information in Zoho CRM, so that we will have initially like all the information from their inquiry or lead has been coming. After
So
that,
one question, Jatin. So the campaign tracking, is there a way also to use the same campaign tracking on offline assets? For example, if someone, let's say we have an advertisement and they call, so to track by different phone numbers. So each advertisement will have a different phone number. Creating videos, I want the tracking code to come to the CRM. I want to know from which video they came. If I'm creating social advertisements or social posts, those free ones, I want to know also if this effort translates to business so I can create more posts like that.
So like if I'm going to talk about this point, it is completely possible, but there are two different ways of doing it. Because you are talking about the YouTube and social and all the organic medium from where you're getting the leads. For that one, you just need to have a dedicated URL which is going to have all those UTM parameter. So from suppose like from YouTube videos description, somebody is clicking on the link, and then you are going to have all those campaign name, maybe like in the UTM term you are also going to have the video name. UTM source is going to say like it is coming from YouTube, it is coming from Zoho campaign, it is coming from like any other social campaign which you are running it, and that's how we are tracking it out. So this is the mechanism for all the UTM tracking for from the socials. But now if I'm going to talk about phone system, we also like support the mechanism to do that campaign tracking from the phone system, but it worked a little bit different. So now suppose like you are going to have a like hoarding where you're going to have your advertisement and somebody is going to call on that phone number, you want to track it. So the way we are doing it, for each campaign you need to have a dedicated phone number. So suppose like if somebody is calling me,
just 1 second, I want to show you. So right now we have those links. So each, are you sure you want to leave? Yes, leave. So right now we have it, but we don't do anything with it. So we have the campaign source. We know it's coming from YouTube. The medium, I know it's videos. The UTM term, this is the name of the video. So we already have all that. The problem is when it goes to the website, nothing is being done. It's just data that disappears. So you can connect the forms with this data, and when lead is being created, I will know that it came from a video with the specific name.
That is correct. And that's how we are doing it for most of our clients. So like all the UTM information which you're getting from any source, maybe from YouTube, maybe from Facebook, Google, or any other organic source, we are capturing or like we are saving those UTM source in the cookies. So whenever form is going to be submitted, those information is also going to be carried forward to CRM. And the reason why we are storing it in cookies, so suppose like at very first I come to your website page, but I want to know more about you. I'm going on a different page. I want to know more about like your company profile. So in that time, URL is going to be changed. But at very first time when you visit our website, we are storing all those UTM parameters, so we will know from where exactly you have it coming. And after scrolling off the website, checking all the reviews, going further, whenever you are going to come back to the contact us page again and you are going to submit the form, we will still have all the information stored in cookies. And
because it's stored.
along with the
Okay.
your lead information, we are also going to send the UTM information to CRM, so we will know like from exactly this particular lead record has been come.
Just to confirm my understanding, so when they land on one page, even if they navigate to a different page and submit a form on a different page, we will still get the parameters from the page they landed and all the UTMs that received in the first place. So we know exactly where they came from and which page they landed. Okay, that's great. Yeah.
That is correct. And we are storing that is the major reason why we are storing it on cookies, so that even if they are visiting on the different page, we still have that information. We are not losing anything.
Perfect.
That's amazing. And I assume that part of my business owner dashboard that I will see what's happening in the business, that will be one of those widgets inside this dashboard. Am I correct?
That is correct. If we are using Zoho Analytics for this particular purpose, because it is very much advanced, and whenever you are going to look into your own dashboard, you will see all the details like how many leads you are getting from a specific campaigns, what is the conversion rate, after converting, how much money you are getting in the bank. So these are the valuable KPIs along with much more details you will be able to see on your dashboard. So you will exactly know how your campaign is performing.
Beautiful. The next one will be trade shows. I will tell you the problem with trade shows. We didn't start yet with trade shows, but I see the problem. So someone is going to a trade show, he will go to multiple booths, and that will be, let's say, between Monday to Thursday. And then the following week, he's getting 500 messages from all the vendors that he attended, that each one of them is providing an offer. You can see how much it's worth nothing. What I want to do is when people come to the booth, I want to be able to capture the information. They will receive immediately. So when someone is coming to the booth, they will receive immediately a message. The message will be with the face, with the picture of the person who talked to them with an unbeatable offer. So I can close them during the trade show and not wait for the following Monday like everybody else.
Got it, yeah. And also like it is completely possible. And the way we can make it like super cool is like whenever somebody is going on the trade show, you can either use a QR, so like people can scan from their phone. It is going to open a Zoho form link, which is going to be dynamic, where we are going to embed like from which particular trade show this people is coming from. They are going to submit the lead record, and it is going to go in CRM. And in CRM, we already know like it is coming from a specific trade show which you have been organized. And then on the CRM side, we can set up the automation when we will know like if people is coming from this specific trade show, send them an unbeatable offer along with the image of the person who was handling that particular booth, or maybe like some more details, so people will know like after getting 500 offer, they will be able to recognize, okay, so this was the person who is sending us this offer. So that's how we are doing it for trade shows. Yeah.
And one more question, this entire information can be also part of this campaign tracking UTMs. So I will know I spent $15,000 on a trade show, and this trade show brought 50 leads. And from the 50 leads, I got 2 deals, and that was $50,000.
That is correct. So like our mechanism always connect all these type of trade show with campaigns. So we can see like how many leads we are getting from the specific trade shows, how many of them has been actually converted, or how much money you have received in the bank. So you will have the complete visibility like whether your investment on this trade show was worth it or not.
Yep. Okay. This is brilliant. Okay. Next, I will personally have one question, and Roman, you can take over for the rest of them.
Sure.
For the blueprint part, let's say that you have a blueprint in Zoho, which you have those buttons that you can click. And for people that don't know what I'm talking about, it will look something like that. That you have buttons that you can click, and then you have the next step, which we use the blueprint to create a playbook. Now, for this playbook, I don't want to create a playbook for each lead type, because we have immigration, real estate, and business. I want to have one blueprint, and the blueprint will be smart enough to send unique messages based on the use case. As an example, if I am coming as a lead and I want to incorporate a company in Cyprus, I want to be able, as an employee, to use the same blueprint, but there will be brain in the background that will know Lior is coming from incorporating a company in Cyprus. And if I tried to call and there was no answer, Lior will get a specific email for business incorporation in Cyprus versus a general one. Hey, I tried to call you, no answer. I want something very specific for them to remember the pain point of why they came to me, and then there will be higher conversion.
So like if I'm going to answer this point, that is absolutely possible. We can have the customized automation, which is going to be a bit more personalized based on the lead type. So suppose like if the lead type is incorporation or they want to incorporate a company, we can have the specific wording of the email or SMS which you want to send it out. So it is going to be relevant for a specific lead type or specific contact type. And that's how you can set up multiple automations, which is going to see like what exactly is the type of lead, what they are looking for, and that's how it is going to be a personalized template which is specific for that specific lead type, whether it is for immigration or for any other type.
Brilliant. Okay, that's great. So then we can maintain just one blueprint versus multiple.
That is correct. Like the blueprint is going to be one. It's just like the automation is going to be behave based on the lead type we have added in the system.
Kind of relating to this lead segmentation point, we are most likely going to need multiple pipelines in the deal process, in the opportunities process. So I'm thinking that maybe something similar. Can we do something similar for conversion process when we need to convert a lead of certain type and we want to initiate a different pipeline in the opportunities?
That is correct. Like the way our automation work in the CRM system is like when we are customizing it, we don't want to have like a different converting system where you need to define the pipeline. Based on the lead type, it is automatically going to assign the correct pipeline into the opportunity, and then it is just going to be a matter for you like click on one quick convert button, and instead of answering like 100 of fields, it is just like you are going to click on that button, it is going to convert that lead, and it is going to open the opportunity in next step, so you can start working directly from there, and it is automatically going to assign the correct pipeline, so you don't even need to worry about it.
Perfect.
Jatin, one more thing about the conversion. Let's assume that I have a lead, and the lead will want to have immigration for his family and also incorporate a business in Cyprus and also buy a property, and let's say an office and also a place to live. Those will be 4 deals for one individual. From the lead process, is there a way when you click on convert that it will create one deal for buying a house, another deal for buying an office, another one for immigration for his family, and another one for incorporating a business?
Yeah, that is possible. It is completely possible. We just need to have like multiple lead type or a multi-select field where we are defining all the different type of interests which lead have, and based on that we can define in the automation like if all of them has been selected, create multiple opportunity and add them into the relevant pipeline, so a correct contact person or like a correct deal owner can contact them.
Now, if during the lifetime of the lead, once it's converted, sometimes, let's say, someone will do the immigration to Cyprus, but they will not incorporate with us. They will incorporate with a lawyer that is from a different company. So from 4 lanes that we started, there will be 3 winners and 1 loser. Any problem with that? That we can swim in different lanes without affecting one to another?
No problem, absolutely. So like whenever we are going to look at to that contact profile, we will be see 4 opportunity. 3 of them is going to be close won and 1 of them is going to be close loss with the proper reason like why they haven't choose us for that specific domain or that specific work.
And just to confirm, they will all connect automatically to a single account after the conversion, so we can see all the deals belonging to that particular lead after the conversion, right?
That is correct. So like all the things is going to be connected with the contact profile. So whenever you are going to open the contact profile, you will be able to find out list of all the opportunity you have with them, how many opportunity has been won, what was the status of other opportunity, and all the notes, everything which you have on the lead cycle, it is going to be converted and carry forward to the contact profile. So whenever you are opening that contact profile, you will be able to see all the informations.
Any more question, Roman, for the lead process?
No, I think we're good to go talking about document collection stuff. Yeah.
So Jatin, the document collection, I know that we already spent insane amount of time creating a document system. So we do have something to start with. I don't want to spend $300,000 building a new system. I want to use something that we have and just make some adjustments to it. So if my request is out of line, just stop me so I can go back into a normal rhythm of something that we already have. So the base is, when we are selling a deal, sometimes we'll need to use external vendors, which we have about 50 of them. I don't want to pay for a Zoho license for each one of them. So they need to be, anyway, that's what Roman, Carol, David and myself, we had in mind. So we have a web portal that is not dependent on a license. This web portal will have 3 factors. One is the Cypress advantage, which is us. There will be the customer, and there will be the vendors. The vendors will have no license on Zoho and will be able to communicate with the client from the portal. Now, most of the times, we will have the work in-house in the Cypress advantage. But let's say that Roman is my client and Roman wants to, is bringing his software to Cypress. I will recommend him to create it as an intellectual property, an IP, and then I can take his taxes from 15% to 2.65, right? So I will need to bring an IP lawyer, IP attorney to this deal, and I don't want them to be part of my Zoho. I just want them to see the specific deal and see only specific area of the deal, and also everything in a secure fashion. So all that needs to be facilitated in this portal. Is that possible?
Yeah, so if I'm going to talk about the feasibility, it is possible, but the current version of portal which we have is mainly for document collection. So the way our current version is working is like we can have the add-ons here. We can also have the customization. So like vendor can see where exactly the deal stage is, and they can also like drop some notes. So all those things are possible, but what exactly we are offering it is going to be some sort of add-on because our portal is very much flexible. The current functionality which our portal is currently handling is like you can add multiple users in the portal, and now whenever there's going to be any opportunity where you need to collect the document, it is going to send a request to that person depending upon multiple types. So suppose if it is for immigration, you have multiple visa type. I'm coming for tourist visa. Now there's going to be like a place where you can create the template. So suppose if the visa type is tourist visa, these are the document we need to collect, like the passport details, photo IDs, and these are the question we are going to ask. If the tourist or like the visa type is immigration or like PR, anything like that, you're going to ask some different question. So the system, our document collection system is smart enough depending upon a type in CRM. So we can define like whether it is deal type or visa type. We can trigger an automation from portal. So we are going to send a secure link, And now your end client is going to submit all the information and it is going to be submitted. After that, you can send that record to a vendor so they can review it or make the further work there. But that's how our current system of portal is working right now.
Do you have a way also, I know that you are talking about uploading documents. So I have two questions here. One, when document is being uploaded, let's assume that I ask the client to upload last 3 months of bank statements, and the client is uploading the last 6 months. I don't want just to say not good. I want to be able to write comment or ours or the vendor to write, you uploaded the last 6 months, I need only the last 3 months, or those are all documents or something meaningful. And then when they will receive a message with the comment, and when they upload again, we will get a notification. Is it possible?
That is currently which is part of our current feature list of the portal. So whenever the client is going to be submit all the information like the document and question, the responsible person is going to get the notification. They are going to review it. They can request for additional information. They can even drop the comment on the current version of document. They can say like, this is incorrect, you need to upload the latest ITR, little bank statement, whatever the comment is. And now the end client is going to get the notification. They will see the exact comment from the users or from the agent, and now they are going to upload the updated document. And once it is done, it is going to send a notification to the agent. The only time when client will not able to re-upload the document when it is already approved and reviewed by the agent.
Perfect. My next question. Beautiful. So you can lock down a version. This is perfect. Don't touch it.
That is correct. Like all the document which has been approved, that is already locked down. Only where the document or question where we need clarification, that is open for the client.
Beautiful. Good. Now, next thing, we also need to ask questions. So those are no documents. So where did you live in the last 5 years? Did you change address? Whatever questions, are we able also to ask questions and then store this information?
That is correct. So like our current version of portal is also allow you to ask question, create the template for question, and also like creating different question groups. So suppose like if I'm applying for a specific visa, I'm going to create a question group. Like these are the question I'm usually asking there, and it is going to create a template. And the way it works is like whenever you are sending the request, it is going to load all the templated question and all the templated document. And after that, you can even add like additional document, additional question. And once you're going to save it, the new request is going to be sent out to the client so that they can log in into the portal. They can answer all those questions, upload the document, and then agent is going to be notified. The same mechanism is going to work for questions as well.
So let's assume that I'm selling now pink slip, which is a temporary visa. I know about 85% of the questions, that those are always the same questions. 15% will change. When I am getting the down payment for the deal, so it would need to be connected to the accounting system. When the accounting system says, yes, we got paid for the deposit, can it automatically create a user in the portal, send notification to the customer, create in the portal the project, have all the questions and all the document requirements all automatically, so my team can only do the last 15%?
So it is possible. So we do have like two different variations in this particular portal, because some of the business requirement is like they want to have everything automated. So for those cases, we are adding the client to the portal automatically when the deal stage or the payment has been collected or any trigger. Then we are shooting a webhook to the portal. It is adding the user, inviting the user for portal, creating the project automatically, loading the templates there, and then agent can go in there and update those templates. That is the one way. The other way is like some client do want, like they don't want any automation, they want to keep it manual. Then we are providing a button in CRM, so they can access the document portal as an agent and load the template, which one they want to send it out, and then system is sending it out. So both the way are possible. For the automation, it's just like we are providing the webhook. You need to define the proper trigger when you want to send the automated invite, and that's where system is shooting those invitation and creating the project automatically.
If we can activate the AI and this document the portal and will work exactly as you said, I can double my company. Because right now we are wasting insane amount of time on documents, back and forth, forgetting documents, go back to the client. It's really not efficient. And the AI, if it's able to qualify people that's coming our way, it's huge, because we are spending so much time answering questions with people that cannot be qualified. They just can't do the migration or open a company. They're not candidates. So if the AI can have a good business logic on top of it, and it can qualify, it's huge. It's a different company.
That makes sense. I did have a quick technical question regarding this implementation of the document collection. So I know that we're going to have the clients in the CRM system, so they will be able to get notified about the portal access and stuff like that. But does that mean that we also need to store the vendors in the CRM, or how does the vendor get notified of the portal access?
So there are two ways of doing it, because like CRM component is like add-on on the portal, but you still have ability to create like the user management part of it. Like you can go for the user, you can invite a vendor directly from the portal, or you can define an automation in the CRM. So whenever a vendor has been approved or the vendor status has been marked as active, then it is shooting the webhook to the portal, adding that vendor automatically, and then the vendor is getting the invite. And the way relationship work is like, for the automated part of it, is like whenever you are selecting any vendor in the deal process, like this is going to be the vendor responsible for it. When system is automatically creating the project, we are automatically assigning that vendor to the project, so they will able to see it. For the other case, for the manual case, user can log in into the portal manually, like the internal user of company can log in into the portal manually, and they can associate a vendor to specific project. So both are like feature is available in our system.
I see. And how does the sync work? So let's say the documents are uploaded, and do they right away sync to the CRM, or is there like a time sync? Like, is it schedule sync that happening like every some time? Or
so yeah, so our portal is real time. So the way all of these things are working is real time. So whenever deal stage has been changes on the real time, we are sending the invite. Whenever they are uploading the document and when they are clicking on submit button, then we are getting the notification. So it is not on single document upload, but it is on like when all the document has been uploaded, then we are sending the notification. There's also one more part we are doing on the technical side. We are also storing the document on Zoho WorkDrive in a proper folder structure. Depending upon the file size, it is taking bit time, but it is not like it is going to take hours. So within few minutes, you will also able to see those documents on your WorkDrive ecosystem as well, along with the proper folder structure. So you can go there and you can see like these are the document has been uploaded. So instead of not even going into the portal, you can directly even access it from WorkDrive as well.
From what I remember, WorkDrive is super secure, HIPAA compliant, and all that, right? Because I'm going to store sensitive information.
That is correct, yeah.
Okay. One more level of complexity, because I am working with lots of vendors, I need to make sure that I'm protecting my customers. That means that every partner that I'm going to work with, they need to have all their certifications and all their information approved in advance. For example, if Roman is an attorney, I need to see that he has an up-to-date insurance policy, maybe his certificate is up-to-date. Every partner will have its own criteria. There will be about 3 or 4 criteria. Only the approved ones will be visible on the CRM level.
Mhm.
So whenever I'm closing a deal, the system will ask me to assign vendors. I can assign some or none. In some cases, I don't have any vendors assigned. It will be just in-house. But sometimes I do need, let's say when I had now a customer, they want a property, it's 4 million euros, huge property, huge villa on the sea with, in the back of the house, they have, a tennis court and so on. I need someone that is dealing with luxury properties, which is one of our vendors, right? So in those cases, I need to be able to select them, and then they will be part of this portal.
That is correct. So like if I'm going to talk further about it, so we have two mechanisms. One is like automated assignment, which always work based on some rule. Like, so suppose you are having the account status or vendor status should be active. Those are like you need to define the logic, so it is never going to be, it is going to be automatically assigned. For the manual part, which most of the client prefer, and I think it is also going to be in your case as well, if you don't have any solid rule for vendor assignment, for those cases it is going to be very manual. So when the deal has
Yes.
been closed on, you are going to pick up the vendor, and that vendor only, like the vendor which you are picking up, only that specific vendor have access of the project which is created in the document collection portal, so they will not able to see, like, or any other vendor will not able to see this particular project.
But
Brilliant.
just to confirm, Jatin, we can store all the vendors in the CRM and actually store their credentials in the CRM, like to identify. Let's say we could even set a status like this vendor is active because everything he has is up to date, and another vendor can become inactive because their license expired or something like that. So we can filter this way all our vendors in the CRM and know which ones we can use and which ones we cannot use based on the information tracking we're doing on them in the CRM.
That is correct. Like we can have the, on the lookup, we can have the filter. So only those vendor with the status is active, we are going to show them while allocating the vendor to that particular deal process. So if any vendor is inactive, it is not even going to show in the list.
And that's something that is part of the existing way that the portal works, or we need to enhance it?
So like if I'm going to talk about it, it very depend upon like the business need. So there's going to be little bit work involved for defining the rule, like which particular vendor you want to show on the portal. But if I'm going to talk about like inviting the vendor for the portal, making sure they have the proper access, all those things already exist in document system portal. It's just like some work required to define the rules, like how you want to have the assignment rule for the vendor, whether it is going to be the manual. If it is manual, do you want to have some kind of filtration for the lookup? So those are the part of work which we need to do it. But otherwise, like for having inviting the vendor to the portal, doing it manually, all those things exist in the document portal.
Okay. We're out of time. Let me just show you the last piece that I just want to know. So on file submission, at the time that we created this blueprint, I didn't have all the information, but I got it this morning before we were able to update. So in the file submission, I don't want to submit the files before I know that I got certain milestones paid already. I also need to have some documentation signed by the customer. So there need to be a bunch of things before I can file to the government, because we want to continue and have a very good reputation with the government. We want to be a very unique company that when we are filing, it's approved, because we did fantastic job and therefore we'll have good relationships with the government. So in that case, can we restrict the file submission only when certain documents are signed, certain things happen?
So like when you're talking about the file submission, I think you're talking about file submission on the government portal, not on the document system portal, right?
Correct. It's not portal, but yes, we need to file all those documents. Yes.
Got it. So like for that one, it is possible. So we can have certain rules. So if somebody is going to, or like we can even make sure like this particular button is disabled unless all the matching criteria has been matching. So when somebody is going to open the deal record, they will not able to see that file submission button because it is not matching the condition. And that's how they will know, like, first we need to complete these documents, first we need to have all the question answer there. Once it is going to match all the criteria, only then this button is going to be enabled, and only then you can click on file submission.
But just to add something, like there is a level of a restriction you're going to be able to add on the file submission for the system to verify. But in the end of the day, anything that has been submitted outside of the CRM, you can't really fully control it, right? Because somebody is going to take those files and going to just go and submit them in a different system, which Zoho is not going to be aware of. So another layer of what you could add here in order to manage that is accountability tracking. So if you want to add something like, okay, all of these files need to be reviewed by a single person that is going to sign off on it, that this is correct, this is all correct, and then you keep track of that, then it gives you a kind of sense of accountability that somebody verified all the documents before they went and submitted it on a separate system.
So we can have, when they click on file submission, there will be all the restrictions, but also there is a tracking code that they will need to enter to the system, which I can also request that. Also, I know that when someone is clicking on the button, we are logging in the background who clicked, what time, and so on. I don't think it will happen. We are very detailed in the way that we work. Even though it's not an IT company, we treat those the same like Zoho projects. Like everything is very, very detailed. The last question, after approved, so when the customer is approved, I want to have another stage, and the stage will be related to money. I want to know that I'm closing files when I'm fully paid, obviously, because otherwise we're losing money on those files. Any problem integrating the CRM with the accounting system? So only when all the money related to the deal was received, only then I can close it?
It is also possible. So there are two ways of doing it. If you are only considering the payment method, then we can make it fully automated. So suppose if all the invoices which you have added in the deals, so suppose if you have multi-payment, when all of them has been paid, then the system is automatically going to change the status to close or close one or to deliver, whatever term you are using. If you want to keep it bit manual, because you want to verify everything, whether it is in bank or whether everything has been cleared, or if you also want to verify some more thing, then we can enable the delivered button for you only when all of the invoices has been paid. So both of the options are possible depending upon your needs.
The delivered only when all the invoices are paid. That's great. I don't want my employees to access my accounting system. I want to have pure separation, but I do want them to know when we got paid. So, I want to enjoy both worlds without complicating things.
Got it. Yeah, makes sense.
That's it from my side. Everything is good. Roman, do you have any questions or everything is good?
I'm happy, yes.
You're happy. Okay. Is there anything from my side, guys, that you need, or I can just disappear and when phase one is ready, you will call me? What's next for me?
So we will have weekly meetings because we want to make sure that everything is as per your vision in progress. Okay. So we're going to start the development and we're going to have weekly check-ins. Unless you will feel like you need additional ones, we can always schedule also additional meetings in that week. But
so that's overall, the email that you sent me with the milestones?
Exactly. So, and then, but technically in a milestone, it could be, let's say if a milestone takes a month, we will still, meet weekly in order to make sure that the milestone is going into the right direction according to your vision. So that will be the next step.
Okay. Looking forward to it. We need as much help as we can get.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for everything. Amazing. Thank you. So that was episode number 4, the final architecture episode. In the last 4 episodes, we try to show you how a project is being architected from the beginning, then goes to the project manager, then goes to the technical team,
and from there, the development begins. If you want to have a process like that, scan the QR code on screen, click on the link in the description below, and I hope to see you as one of our customers. I will see you in the next video.